What's up, guys, and welcome to the Tim's Sports Talk, and we have a Sunday night football recap. The Kansas City Chiefs versus the Las Vegas Raiders. What a game. What two fantastic games from this team. Last time it was 40-32. Raiders were on top. This time you have a final score of 35-31. Chiefs on top, and it was done by a Pat Mahomes fourth quarter comeback yet again. Final drive with a minute and about 45 seconds left. He does it in just about a minute and 15 seconds. Comes down and scores the go-ahead touchdown. What a beast Pat Mahomes did. And he did it some with his legs. He bought some time with his legs to get a pass in. That's how he scored his final touchdown to Travis Kelce. He had a wide open field, probably could have ran it for 10, 15 yards, but he sucked the safety in, and Travis Kelce wide open in the end zone. Easy completion. I believe it was about a 22-yard pass. Great play. What a final drive. What a game. 35-31. Back and forth affair. You had both teams scored touchdowns on their first two drives. So right away, 4 drives in a row, all ended in touchdowns. Then they opened up the half. The Chiefs had a touchdown on its opening drive, 16-play, 8.5-minute drive on 93 yards. And then right after, Raiders score a touchdown on a 11-play drive, 6.5-minute for 75 yards. And they actually technically scored the first play of the fourth quarter, not the third quarter. But 2 drives took up an entire quarter of football. Offenses were on point tonight, and both actually got interceptions, both Pat Mahomes and Derek Carr on final plays of each half, but one obviously was much more important than the other because Derek Carr had it right at the end of the game to ice the game. Kevin Harvick, I hate Mahomes. He looks like a punk. Fair enough. I completely disagree. I love Pat Mahomes. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks, if not my favorite quarterback in the league. Love watching him play. Love Kansas City's offense in general. Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. I like this Allaire kid as well. He reminds me of Maurice Jones-Drew. Very small, stocky dude. But he had 14 carries, 69 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Very good night for him. Le'Veon Bell got a touchdown tonight. 7 carries, 25 yards. And I own him in 3 leagues, and it's so sad that he ended up going to Kansas City. I was hoping he went to somewhere like the Rams or I'm not sure where else, but I really want maybe Buffalo, somewhere where he could have actually gotten a lot of carries. But for him, he very well could get a ring. And it was actually interesting. They talked about it where he said he was not going to go to the Chiefs unless he got the blessing from Edwards-Helaire. And Helaire gave the blessing. Shows a lot of confidence from this kid. Rookie running back, being very willing to have one of the best running backs arguably in the game as far as talent-wise come in. And it's like, you ain't taking my spot. It's fine. Come on in. Let's get a ring together and see what happens. Because, yeah, it's just an incredible, I don't know. Maybe it's more common than I give it credit for, but I know I would probably think do I really want that kind of talent right behind me? But hey, he's still getting the bulk of the carries, and Le'Veon Bell is kind of an afterthought, to be honest. Yeah, there was a lot to this game, dude. A lot. I don't even know where to begin, to be honest. I guess you could just talk about, you had a 1-yard touchdown for Josh Jacobs, and I don't know how they did not call a face mask on Kansas City. He completely grabbed it and was turning it, almost breaking his neck. I don't understand how they missed that. I know it was already a touchdown. Easy face mask call that they did not call against Kansas City. That was a really odd no call to me. But that was the first touchdown. Excuse me. Oh, if you noticed in the title, the purple walrus, it was funny. Excuse me. Derek Carr, not David Carr, that's his brother. Derek Carr kept calling out funny names. I don't know what he was doing, but my favorite one was clearly Purple Walrus is a play he called right beforehand. Kind of reminded me of Peyton Manning, Omaha, but this one, it was hilarious. Purple Walrus, and it turned into a 16-yard catch by Renfro. Maybe Renfro needs to be nicknamed Purple Walrus from now on. All right, Kevin Harvick says Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers are greater than Patrick Mahomes. That's not the case, dude. Patrick Mahomes is one of the best, dude, if not the best, to be very honest. I mean, just what he can do with the football. He could throw from any, like, his feet do not have to be set. They talk about how great his feet were on the broadcast tonight, but it doesn't matter. He could throw from any angle, from any spot, anywhere on the field. He's just incredible. He knows it, where everyone on the field is at all times. He's so good. Tyreek Hill, 11 catches, 102 yards. Travis Kelce, 8 catches, 127 yards, both getting a touchdown. He knows how to find his best receivers. But even Denard Robinson, 6 catches, 44. I mean, yeah, a lot of one catchers here. But yeah, it's just, I know he has weapons. And I know he has one of the best offensive minds as far as Andy Reid is concerned. He's one of the best, if not the best offensive mind in the league right now. And I understand that. I know all about it. But I don't want to take anything away from him because what he can do, he made me fall in love with him when he threw that no-look pass to the Ravens a couple years ago. My buddy Daryl gets on me about all, you only like him because of that one pass. That's what got me started, but dude, he's a beast. Let's see. You know, I'm very impressed by Derek Carr this year, okay? He's gone toe-to-toe with the Chiefs and Pat Mahomes twice now this year. He didn't quite pull this one off, but he scored a touchdown right at the end of the game to take the lead with under 2 minutes to go, not backing down. But he only has 3 interceptions on the season, and I think 19 touchdowns or something like they said. That's an incredible touchdown to interception ratio. And just watching him, he has such good command of the offense, similar to Pat Mahomes, but a very different way. But I'm just saying he knows where everybody is. He many times just flicked the ball over with pressure in his face and got it to somebody, or knew where they were and found a way to get it to him, even though he had pressure in his face. I'm just continuing. Like, whenever I watch Derek Carr, he's an extremely good player, and he didn't have bad weapons to throw to either. Nelson Aguilar, 6 catches, 88 yards and a touchdown. Darren Waller, what a beast. 7 catches on 7 targets, 88 yards and a touchdown. That one touchdown that he had was wide open, but there was many plays where he somehow came away with the ball, and very, very talented. And also, once he got the ball, he always falls forward. He always finds a way to make somebody miss or run through a guy because he's huge. He's like 6'4", 260 or something. Like, beast of a player. Love Darren Waller for the Raiders. Josh Jacobs had an okay night for his standards. 17 carries, 55 yards, and a touchdown. Nothing special. Excuse me. That's what... I guess, yeah, no, it's only like 3.5 yards a carry. I'm kind of disappointed in that, honestly, because I think Josh Jacobs is one of the best running backs in the league, maybe top 5 in talent-wise. He's so good, and that's disappointing to only see 17 carries, 55 yards for Josh Jacobs. He did get a touchdown, though, so that's good. Kevin Harvick, I wish Reed was still with the Eagles. I don't, because I'm a Skins fan, so I don't want to see him there. Okay, take all of Mahomes' weapons and O-line away and see how he plays. Okay, first of all, that's every quarterback in the league. Okay, that's every quarterback in the league. All right, don't tell me Russell Wilson doesn't have some weapons right now. All right, don't tell me that. But I understand Russell Wilson's a beast. That's fine. I love Russell Wilson, but I think Pat Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league, and he's only going to get better. $500 million man. Unbelievable, dude. Yeah, let's see. I mean, there's more to go over in this one, man. Let's see. Something that he does that I really wish the Redskins does. This one's not even that complicated. Not even that difficult, really, as an NFL quarterback. It's the hot route concept. Every casual football fan has even heard of this concept, right? And he did it tonight on the first drive, and I just wrote it down, where the dude standing over the receiver in the slot, I don't even remember who the receiver was or the linebacker, but there was a linebacker standing over the receiver in the slot, and the linebacker blitzed. Where does Pat Mahomes throw the ball? Right over the head of the dude who's blitzing. Easy catch for about 9 yards. It's such a simple play, and for some reason the Redskins quarterbacks just don't have it in their playbook. Don't know why. They really need to fix that, because it's such an easy play, and you can't just blitz a dude and leave a dude wide open in the middle of the field. Terrible, 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 but great by Pat Mahomes. Let's see here. What else we got? Oh, the touchdown to Nelson Aguilar was a beautiful one by Derek Carr. this is so good. He had the play clock was going down. Sorry, the game clock was going down. It was right before the first quarter, and he gets everybody hurried up to the line, and he starts making calls, and he goes, "Oh no, we gotta hurry! We gotta hurry! We gotta hurry! Come on! Come on! Come on! We gotta go!" And then he goes, "Hut hut hut!" Gets the defense to jump off sides, gets the play, and just gets a free shot to the back of the end zone. And Nelson Aguilar makes an amazing catch, gets both feet inbounds. Just that's so high level of a play coming out of Derek Carr. He kind of reminds me of Matt Stafford, where somebody that a lot of people don't think about as some great QB, but he's really freaking talented. That is Derek Carr. Chiefs actually lead in the penalty department. 10 penalties, 89 yards to 8 penalties, 72 yards. And they had 2 big penalties the Chiefs did at the end of the game on that final drive that got Derek Carr into the basically into the end zone. And one was a pass interference from Rashad Breeland that got him in the red zone. I think brought him all the way within the 5. Tough play. And it's hard to guard these players. You know, Nelson Aguilar is really freaking good, and he almost caught that touchdown. It's arguably maybe he did under the new rules, because you're allowed to hit the ground with the ball, but it's just you got to maintain possession. It's arguable that he did under today's rules, but I'm not horrible about that. I'm a Skins fan too. I'd rather have Reed with the Steagles instead of the Deefs. Steagles instead of the Deefs. Okay. I don't know. I don't want to see Andy Reid in the Eagles. Like, I'm not necessarily a huge fan of seeing Doug Peterson either, but you don't want to see Andy Reid's offense. That thing's amazing. He's been great for years. Both teams 4 for 5 in the red zone. Just such good offense tonight, man. Really, really good offense. I talked about the 2 interceptions, and it was actually a bad throw by Pat Mahomes' second interception on the year. He's only thrown 2 interceptions, and both have come against the Raiders. One last game, now one this game. And his receiver broke in and actually got the defender to fall. Who was it? I wrote it down. Where'd it go? It was Trayvon Mullen interception. And it was a bad throw by Mahomes. And also, Mullen was all over the place. He had a couple of nice, where the offense, or whoever the receivers were, I think it was one Travis Kelce and one was, I think Tyreek Hill, actually. So both of the best receivers for the Chiefs. He came up as they went to catch the ball. He comes up and knocks it out of their hands, even after the catch. Great defense. And then he gets this interception. This one was lucky, though, because he fell, and Mahomes threw it to the outside instead of the inside, and then he was able to stand back up and get the interception. Trayvon Mullen was fantastic tonight, to be honest. Let's see here. Oh, there was a play where the Chiefs, now I should have wrote more details because I'm trying to remember this play. It was Denard Robinson for Kansas City, I'm pretty sure, that caught the pass, was diving, and then reached for, I think he tried to reach for the first down, but it was more sideways. And then he ends up losing the ball when the ball hits the ground. And initially the refs called incomplete pass, and then without replay, they actually reconvened and said, no, he actually got 2 feet down, made a football move by reaching out, and made the catch. And I thought that was a great overturn, because once I saw it, I'm like, that's a terrible call. Why in the world would no, by today's rules, that's an obvious catch. He clearly got both feet down. He even got a knee down and then reached with his hand. That's a catch in today's rules. And then on top of that, John Gruden actually challenged it. I'm thinking that was a terrible, terrible challenge by John Gruden. I don't know what he was thinking, because it was a great overturn by the refs even before they went through. They did say the call just stands. I don't know why, because I thought it was pretty obvious by it. They didn't actually show what the ref said, but I saw on the ESPN and based on what the commentator said, it just stood. I don't know why it wasn't confirmed, because I think it was an obvious catch. Kevin Harvick, I hate Mahomes. I hope he pulls a Sean Taylor. That's messed up. Jeez. Yikes. Why do you have so much hate in your heart? Wow. Okay. Interesting. Man, what else we got? On Hilaire's second touchdown, he got pushed in. No, this was his first touchdown. Sorry. Got pushed into the end zone by his lineman. It was a second effort play. Great play by the Kansas City offense. He actually got stopped at about the 2-yard line, and 2 offensive linemen, I don't know which their names were, but they came in and just moved the entire pile into the end zone. Great touchdown there. Got to the Johnson. Yep. Let's see here. What else we got? The final touchdown by the Raiders comes from Jason Witten, and if he plays every single game from here on out, which is 6 games left, he will have the most games played by a tight end, and he will surpass Tony Gonzalez by 1 game. But he comes up with the big touchdown after the false start. He had a false start about 2 plays earlier that cost them 5 yards when they were on the 1-yard line, and actually was 3 plays later on 3rd down and goal. He gets the big touchdown. Derek Carr, he had plenty of time to try to find somebody. Finds, Jason Witten right there at the pylon. Gets in. Great play, great catch by Jason Witten. But good for Witten. I'm a Skins fan, so I'm not the biggest Witten fan because he played for Dallas most of his career. But good for him. He got a touchdown tonight, and it looks like he will be the tight end who has the most games by the end of the season. Knock on wood, as long as he stays healthy. Good for him. Chiefs are so creative with their goal line plays. They've had a bunch of different lineups where Kelsey has now been the quarterback in these situations, and he actually ran one in last week, I believe it was. This time, he catches it, acts like he's going to, I think it was actually a reverse that he faked first. Then he acted like he was going to run with it, and then he does the little shuffle pass that Mahomes has done before, and it ended up only being a 4-yard pass, and got the first down, but did not get the touchdown. But such creativity over there with Andy Reid in that offense. Eric Bieniemy, I think is his name, the offensive coordinator. He will definitely get a head coaching job. What stopped him from getting a head coaching job last year is that teams really wanted to get their coach signed in early, I believe, and he wasn't allowed to interview until after the Super Bowl. So every single head coaching job or head coaching vacancy was taken before then. You know, like they all wanted to get them in there as soon as possible, start with the process of getting the draft board set up, getting the recruitment set up, getting your staff hired. So I feel like there was a mad scramble that Bieniemy just never got a chance to interview because of the NFL rules where no coach on a Super Bowl team can interview, or excuse me, a playoff team at that, cannot interview until their team is officially out of the playoffs, which really hurt Eric Bieniemy to get another starting job. But it may not hurt too bad because he might get his second ring with the 9-1 Chiefs this year. So, you know, if you're going to have to stay with the team one more year, if you're getting 2 Super Bowls in a row, that might not be bad. So I would take it. But hey, that's just me. Let's see here. Yeah, Pat Mahomes, man. 34 for 45. That's nearly a 70%, right around 70% completion percentage. 348 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Wow. He's an amazing quarterback. What do you got, Kevin? If he was on the Redskins, I would like him, but he's going to be the next Tom Brady for 15 years. I'm going to hate Mahomes just like I did Tom Brady, and the Chiefs still need to change their racist name. I know. But okay, if you're just somebody hates somebody just because they hate it, I guess that's your opinion, and that's your prerogative. You could do whatever you want, I guess. But, you know, I didn't really hate Tom Brady. You know, I didn't want them to necessarily win all those Super Bowls, but I didn't have a strong hatred towards Tom Brady. Other than people said that he was the GOAT, and I didn't think he was really the GOAT. I prefer Peyton Manning over Tom Brady because teams win Super Bowls, not quarterbacks. And he's had much better teams over the years than said Peyton Manning. His defense has usually, and it just goes to show, once they lost Peyton Manning, what were they, right? They were 2-14. he was taking teams that had no business being in the playoffs to potential Super Bowls and AFC championships. Okay, Tom Brady, before this season, Bill Belichick was 14-6 without Tom Brady. He went an 11-5 season without Tom Brady. I mean, come on. Anyway, that's a whole different conversation. But nonetheless, Joe Montana is greater than Tom Brady. They're very similar, I think. They both had fantastic teams around them. Joe Montana was probably a little bit more talented, but because Tom Brady doesn't necessarily have all the talent in the world, he's just an amazing hard worker and like really smart. And he did something that nobody else is willing to do these days, and nobody's been willing to do for a while, is he took less money to build a team. I mean, I don't think he was ever the highest paid quarterback in the league. Somebody with 6 Super Bowls and been to 9. You don't go to 9 Super Bowls and be the highest paid player, which is something that Mahomes actually is very interesting at, because his contract is extremely team friendly. Yes, he's getting paid $500,000 and nobody should feel bad for him because he's an amazing quarterback and he just got paid an amazing amount of money. But there's arguments to be made that if he played the market like he quote unquote should have, to maximize his money, he may have made $700 million or $800 million in his entire career. Instead, now a 12-year contract. It was a 10-year contract, but included the last 2 years on his rookie deal. So a 12-year contract. He's not going to get another contract until he's 36, 37. So it's arguably that he did not make it the best play, but because he made that play, they're going to be contenders every year because he can build a team around them. It's amazing. Hard work beats talent. Then you can't hate Tom Brady then. Kevin Harvick, fan 04. Mahomes looks like a weasel. He does look kind of funny, and he sounds funny. He sounds like Kermit the Frog. But I love Pat Mahomes. He's just an incredible quarterback, dude. What he can do on the field is just incredible, dude. There's no other word to describe him other than incredible. It's just true. All right, Harvick, you're with me today. All right, I'm up 163 to 135 in fantasy football, and he has Chris Godwin left. I feel pretty good, but technically I'm not out of the woods because 28 points is not impossible for Chris Godwin. He has yet to get that this season. He only has a high of 23, but that's another touchdown, and I lose this game. That's tough. I was referring to Joe Montana when I said hard work beats talent. Tom Brady was one of the if not the hardest worker of all time. That's why he got there. Nobody worked, because Tom Brady doesn't have talent. I mean, he has some talent, but he's not like, oh my God, look at Tom Brady's talent. He has such great arm strength, and he has so much with his legs. He can do so much with his legs. He's so overbearing. He's so tall. He's so everything. No, he's pretty average quarterback all around, except he took less money and he works harder than hell. So if you like hard work, then you can't hate Tom Brady, because that's what Tom Brady's mantra is. This is a crazy stat. I wonder how often this happens. I think this might be an extremely rare stat. You'd have to double check me on this. But you had 2 quarterbacks who combined this is 76 attempts. 76 attempts combined. Not a single sack on the day for either quarterback. That's an incredible stat line, in my opinion. They were able to get the ball out so quick, buy time with their legs, get rid of the ball. No sacks for either of them, and they had both over a 65, actually probably a 70% completion percentage for both of them with quick math. That's insane, in my opinion. How do you know by looking at college film for hard work? How do you know by looking at college film for hard work? I think it's impossible. No, they talk to the coaches, they talk to the staff there at whatever college they're at to get a feel for what this player's like. Scouts become very well, like, you know, they try to get close and in with coaches, which is another reason why what makes you a good scout is having connections basically all throughout the colleges to, first of all, they'll let you know who somebody has talent maybe that's under the radar, right? Like if you have a coach maybe of a smaller school being like, hey, this guy over here, Jeffrey, he's the real deal at defensive end. You have to take a look at this guy. Like, I know he plays at a small school right now. He has some bad grades. He's not, you know, he's had some trouble with the law, blah, 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 whatever. But this guy has some real talent. Like, you got to come check this guy out. So different connections like that. But they also make sure, like, they talk to him. Okay, what was this guy in the locker room? They'll interview their teammates. You know, like, how do you feel about, you know, quote unquote, Dwayne Haskins? How do you feel about Pat Mahomes? Was he somebody that was in there all the time? Blah, blah, blah. You know, they try to get a feel for players all over the place for talking to a lot of different things. And it might not be like a direct scout. You may not know who they're talking to, probably. It's the NFL. I mean, I bet they have a lot of people where you don't necessarily know who you just talked to as a player and to get a feel for what you're looking for. So that's how you get an idea of what the hard work is. You don't get a hard work off the film. Maybe some little things like there's maybe some film study things that you can look at, like, hey, this was a tell and he was able to pick that out or whatever. Maybe little things like that. But for the most part, it's all word of mouth when it comes to how hard of a worker they are. The Patriots just got lucky drafting Tom. Oh, no doubt. I mean, it was a 6th-round pick, pick number 199. Nobody thought he was going to be as good as he was. Nobody. Yeah, I mean, if you hit... I mean, first of all, if you get a good quarterback, you're lucky. Period. Whether it's a 1st round, 2nd round, 3rd round, 4th round. A 6th-round quarterback turns into the most winningest quarterback of all time? 6 Super Bowl wins, 9 Super Bowl appearances. I mean, there was one point in our lives that he had been to half the Super Bowls in the 2000 era, like after year 2000. He was in half the Super Bowls. That's insane. It's crazy. Yeah, pick number 199. I mean, you're just happy to get a starter out of pick number 199, right? Like, if somebody at pick number 199 is a starter on your team, no matter what the position, you're ecstatic, let alone turning it into the 6-time Super Bowl champion. Like, oh my God. Very cool. Man, Edwards-Helaire and Darren Waller really tried to make me sweat. They ended up with a combined 45 fantasy points. And they made it close. Because they also had all those points, I think, by the beginning of the 4th quarter. So they had a whole quarter. And I was only up by 6 or something like that, or 4 at the time. I think Carlson got a couple more points. So they were trying to make me come back, dude. Make a comeback on me. Hey, Kevin, are you in the Discord? Let me do this. Join the Discord, buddy. I appreciate you being here, hanging out. Dude, it's awesome. Thanks. I don't necessarily like the Sean Taylor 2.0 joke. I think that one was a little rough. Probably wouldn't go that far again. But, you know, everything else you were saying I was fine with. But yeah, maybe we not talk about killing people or death of people. That's probably not the best. But join the Discord, dude. It'll be fun. We got a few people in there. It's growing. Having fun, dude. Luke Chavez, what's up, dude? I've seen you here before. How you doing, bro? Welcome back. What'd you think about today's game, Luke? You're in Vegas right now? Ugh, how are they feeling over there in Vegas? Tough loss. It's nice, though. It's 2 hours behind, so it's only 10 o'clock there. So here it's almost midnight. Disappointing. I believe it, dude. Tough loss. Good back and forth. Just Pat Mahomes, dude. You can't give him a minute and 43 seconds, even with one timeout. Come on. Oh, yeah, that was another interesting one. Okay. That's right. I wrote it down somewhere. I thought I had a second page. I swear I wrote that down. I guess I did. Okay. There was a very interesting play. Okay? And I don't think it really killed them. Oh, no, it didn't kill them at all because this was in the first half. Where did I write it? Here it is. Okay, yeah, it wasn't at the end of the game. It was at the end of the first half. Okay, so at the end of the first half, you had the Chiefs punted away back to the Raiders with about, I think, 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes, 45 seconds left on the clock. All right. The Raiders end up getting a couple of plays, and then they're right at the 44-yard line of the Kansas City Chiefs, and they have a 3rd and 5. And then at that point, it was about 1 minute and 45 seconds left, right? Maybe even a little less, minute and a half, something like that. It wasn't a whole lot of time, but it would have been enough for Pat Mahomes. He ends up throwing the ball away on 3rd and 5 when it's almost guaranteed a punt after that play, right? And it's very interesting. I think he should have actually taken the sack to keep the clock rolling and then force the Chiefs to use a timeout if they wanted to stop the clock, which they would have. But instead of giving them with like a minute and a half, like minute and 15 seconds left and 3 timeouts, you and then instead could have made them waste a timeout, or if they didn't use a timeout, they could have wasted more clock. But throwing it away was actually not the best move there, which is kind of counterintuitive, so I don't completely blame him. But it's small things like that I like anyway. I like to think about those kind of things. And he actually should have taken the sack there to force Kansas City to burn a timeout if they wanted to get points before half. But it's very interesting of a little nuance of a play. It ended up not hurting them because the Chiefs threw an interception. And against Mahomes, it probably is not going to kill you either way because as long as you give him a second on the clock, he could always do something, right? But, against another team, though, where, against the Redskins, that's a big difference, right? Instead of having 3 timeouts, you only have 2 timeouts within a minute and 15 seconds and have to drive the length of the field. That can make a huge difference. And so little nuanced things like that could make a big difference in a game. Jill Christian, welcome to the channel. I don't think I've seen you before. Ingold and Nelly sold. Not familiar. But welcome to the channel. Hopefully you sub and hang out with us after every game, dude. Luke Chavez. Oh, yeah, remember that? But Chiefs didn't get points before half. Exactly. No, and it didn't end up hurting him because he ended up throwing an interception. So that it didn't end up hurting him. But it's just small little nuance. As I said, against Pat Mahomes, it's probably not the end of the world because Pat Mahomes could do amazing things. But it's just something to think about if you're going against, a Jacksonville team or, somebody that doesn't have the best offense in the world. Or maybe a good team like the Colts. They don't have the best offense necessarily, right? And they have a really good defense. Not the best offense. They're okay. But that can make a big difference if you force the Colts to have to drive the length of the field with only 2 timeouts left instead of 3. And who knows what could happen in that situation. Dropped passes. Who had drop passes? I don't know. Ingold is that fullback. Ingold and Nelly sold. I'm not really following, Jill. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm sorry. Luke Chavez. We had 4 3-and-outs in the second half. I meant Alec Ingold, our fullback, and Nelson Aguilar, our wide receiver, they sold. Okay, I'm following you now. Okay, so Ingold's the fullback and Nelson Aguilar. Okay, Nelly is Nelson Aguilar. I've never heard him called that. Sorry about that. Okay, now I get that part. But I don't know what they mean what you mean by sold. You just want him out, I guess? Like you or they sold out or they did a lot for you? Is that kind of the idea? Nelson Aguilar had 6 catches, 88 yards and a touchdown on 9 targets. I mean, that's awesome. So maybe that's yeah, I don't know. I guess yeah, sold out. Okay. Lost us the game. You think Nelson Aguilar lost the game, huh? What did he do to make you lose the game? I don't remember now. Oh, was that the final drive? Was that the final drive? With like 30 seconds left? I mean, that would have been tough. You had to score a touchdown there. You're down by 4. You can't really blame them. No, not the final? Then how did they lose you the game? They ended up. You guys took the lead with 2 minutes to go. I mean, that's awesome. Jonathan Abram missed his zone in the end zone when Travis Kelce caught it. Well, he didn't necessarily miss his zone. He just saw that Pat Mahomes, which is why Pat Mahomes is so great. He had a wide open field ahead of him, so he was like, "Crap, I got to go make a tackle," and came up, and then Pat Mahomes found him right over his head. It's tough play in that situation, right? Because nobody was there to stop Mahomes from basically getting a 10, 15-yard touchdown, or 10 to 15-yard play, rather. And, yeah, I mean, hindsight being 2020, you would rather him let him get 10 to 15 yards on the ground rather than give up the touchdown. But, I understand what he was looking at. It's like, I need to go make this play, and Travis Kelce just happened to make a perfect read on it to find the opening in the zone, and it ended up killing him. But, yeah, that's tough. We should have put a spy on right there, probably. I mean, if you're not spying players like Mahomes, Wilson, Kyler Murray, Lamar, there's even maybe some others that you might want to spy, but those especially, like, you got to put some sort of spy late in the game that could make them have to get rid of the ball instead of being able to run the ball so long. But it's a tough game, right? Because you want to give them the middle of the field to, make them waste time. So do you really want to keep a guy in the middle of the field where you're really not trying to defend? I don't know, but you do want to keep a spy to make it so that Pat Mahomes has to get rid of the ball at least. So it's a tough balance. But that's what Pat Mahomes does to you, dude. He makes it so hard on you. And Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Hilaire, Le'Veon Bell, even this team is so talented everywhere. Even some of the later guys, right? Like Denard Robinson, McCole Hardman. Like, these guys are really freaking good and make it hard. And that's what they did to this defense, dude. That's how we won the last game. We put Mahomes on spy last game. Then, yeah, I don't know why you went away from that. I didn't watch that game because it wasn't a primetime game. That was the 1 o'clock game. But if that's how you ended up winning it, that's fair because that makes sense, right? It makes sense to put a spy on these mobile quarterbacks. He ended up he had a 3rd and 9 where he almost ran for it, where I thought he was dead to rights. You had 2 guys chasing him down. I didn't think he could get the angle at all. But he actually got the edge and almost got the first down by himself. Ended up turning it into a 4th and 2, and they got the 4th and 2 play call, first down. But yeah, very interesting. Yeah, Chiefs are good, but man, we had them. We could have swept the Chiefs. It's tough. It was a great game. This was up there, dude. This was a really, really great game. I still think the best game of the season was the Seahawks Cardinals, the first matchup. That game was incredible. You had a 10-point comeback at the end of the game to tie it, send it to overtime. You had drama where the Arizona Cardinals coach called timeout and iced his own kicker, made the field goal the first time, but the timeout turned it back. Then he missed it. Then Russell Wilson had another chance, but he throws a pick. That was the game of the year. But this one was really freaking good. Not James, welcome to the channel. Not familiar with you here, so awesome. Glad you could stop by. Every time Abram blitz, they either got a TD or a first down. Yeah, it's so tough to guard these people. But nonetheless, thanks for stopping by, James. Hopefully, or it's not James. I don't know what your real name is. Maybe it's Joey. So Joey, please give us a sub and hang out with us after every game. We are here after every primetime game and talk a little football. So sub to the channel, dude. Like the video also. I only see 2 likes. Let's get that 3rd like on there. Luke Chavez, yeah, Abrams is not disciplined. Yeah, I mean, that's tough. You know, that's really tough. I remember thinking it was the Ravens game, and you had Patrick Queen for the Ravens, the rookie linebacker, who seems like he has a ton of talent. But if you just watch that game, you would think Patrick Queen is not good. And that's what the Chiefs do to you, dude. He was all over the place, and this is only his 3rd NFL game of his career, and he has to go against Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes, and it was tough. Thank you for the 3rd like. Whoever gave it to me, thank you. I appreciate it. I saw it go up. That's awesome. But I don't know, like, because Abram was a first-round pick, right? I feel like I remember that. I feel like I remember him being drafted. Yeah, first round, 27th overall. I'm sure the guy is not bad. It's just he was also, it's only a 2nd-year player, and it's tough. It's tough to judge somebody when they go against Pat Mahomes, dude. Yeah, you should not call blitz on Mahomes because they'll just call a hot route. Oh my God, I love the hot routes for him. I talked about that earlier, and I wish the Redskins would implement that into their game plan because my quarterback situation over at the Skins is just absolutely god awful. But no, it right on the first drive, you had a dude blitz, and he found it right over top of his head. Easy completion for like 9 yards. It's such easy football. Why every team doesn't do that? Maybe it's harder than I give it credit for, but I know at D3 level, we did it. You know, so at NFL level, this should not be that difficult. And yeah, this is tough. But I understand, Luke, if you're being disappointed in this loss. It sucks, dude. You had a chance to go 7-3, be 1 game out of the lead of the division to maybe potentially steal this division from the Chiefs. Now you move back to 3 games back. It's a huge swing. You should be disappointed in this one. You're now 6-4. It's not over, and you've shown really good moxie. I think something that you guys can really take away from is you guys made the right move hiring John Gruden. John Gruden came in, and he made a lot of moves that made you question the Raiders. You know, like, okay, trading Khalil Mack, getting rid of some guys, right? Like bringing in Antonio Brown, and then he's out in like before week 1. You made, there was a lot of things that made you question, okay, are the Raiders really moving in the right direction? But it's clear now, 6-4, beat the Chiefs already, took Chiefs to the brink, and John Gruden has this team really moving in a good direction, and good for you guys. Yeah, we would have been first place in the AFC West. No, you wouldn't have been quite first place because Chiefs would have been 8-2, and you guys would have been 7-3. So you still would have been 1 game out, but you would have been right in there in the mix of things. Not James. It was hard because when they double teamed Tyreek, they would pass the one-on-one to Travis, and when they double teamed Travis, they would pass the one-on-one to Tyreek. I know it's like impossible to guard all these guys. I remember when we played them and it was actually when Alex Smith was still there. This was a few years back. And Chris Cooley, one of my favorite players, and also like I love to listen to him on his film breakdowns and stuff. And he was breaking down film to get us ready for the Chiefs that 1 week. And he's like, it's like a game of the what is it? Hit the Hedgehog or whatever. I can't think of the right game. Whack-a-mole, that's it. Sorry, it's like a game of whack-a-mole where it's like you whack one and another one pops up. You whack another, another pops up, and they're all in like the teens. You got Tyreek Hill, McCole Hardman, at the time, I can't remember. There was like a few of them. Denard Robinson, I think. Yeah, he's still there. I think you had a couple other guys that were like all in the teen numbers, and they're all super quick, all super fast, and it's so hard to guard them all. And then you also had Kareem Hunt at the time. So it's so tough to guard these Chiefs, and especially with such a great offensive mind in Andy Reid. Yeah, we would have been 4-0 in the division. Yes, that's true. But it would have been one game back for the division. Kevin Harvick, if it wasn't for Dustin Hopkins, we would have 5 wins right now. He needs to go. That's a fact for sure. The reason Kelsey cooked is because we didn't have Corey Littleton, and our slot corner was out from stupid COVID. Gotcha. That does hurt. That hurts big time. But yeah, Travis Kelsey, he did cook though. 8 catches, 127 yards, and a touchdown on 10 targets. What a beast. What a beast. Is Chase Young doing good? Chase Young is doing good, dude. He's double teamed all the time. They really try to focus on him. He gets so much attention for a rookie defensive end. You know, a lot of Redskins fans are hating on him because he only has 3.5 sacks. He did make a big bonehead play that cost us the game last week, which sucks. He had a roughing the passer call, which was a little bit ticky-tack, but at the same time, you can't touch the quarterback in that situation. But other than that, the dude's been amazing, and it's really nice to have him on the defense. Paul Gunther needs to be fired. Which one's Paul Gunther? Oh. He's the defensive coordinator, right? He's the one that spiked the ball down. Yeah, defensive coordinator. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Dude, you know what? Let me just show you something, Luke. So after that play against the Lions, there was a lot of talk. Did we make the right move picking Chase Young? So here's just a list of 12 plays to start against the Lions game, right? Okay, here we go. Double teamed. Cut on screenplay that was away from him. Ran away from him. Double teamed, ran away from him. Solo block, but it was a good play by the running back. Double teamed, ran away from him. Solo block and got pressure. There's the first 12 plays for Chase Young against the Lions. I mean, there was, out of all the plays, I counted 15 plays were double teamed. 9 were ran away from him. He got a few pressures. 10 of them, even though he was single blocked, they got the ball out within 2 seconds. He had no chance of getting to the quarterback because they had a quick play drawn up. Both TD passes, he was double teamed, and one of them he was triple teamed. So 3 guys got a hand on him trying to get to the quarterback. So, dude, Chase Young's just a beast. He's so good. Now, full disclosure, he did get blocked like crazy by a tight end. Go and look at the Jesse James play. It was about the 13th, let's call it, offensive play, not including any special teams. So 13th offensive play gets destroyed by Jesse James. Great block by Jesse James. But, I mean, overall, it's just... One play he got double teamed and they ran and they did a screenplay away from him. I mean, come on. I'm not a Redskins fan, but I will always call them the Redskins, not the football team. I know, it's stupid. I'm hoping for the Red Wolves. I want the Red Wolves to be the new name. I think it's a really cool name. Lot to go with there. You can keep the HTTR. That's our mantra, Hail to the Redskins. It'll be Howl to the Red Wolves. We have a fight song called Hail to the Redskins. You can just change a few lyrics and make it Howl to the Red Wolves. Then you have... You can still keep the burgundy and gold because the red. They're an endangered animal, so you can get some PETA points with the endangered species. And they used to be native to here. They were spanned all the way from Texas to Pennsylvania. Now they're more localized to the Carolinas, but they used to be native to the D.C. area. So you got some homegrown stuff there. It's unique. You know, there's no other wolf team in the league, in the NFL, and there's not a lot of wolf teams in sports in general. You have like the Timberwolves, and I think one other. that I don't even remember off the top of my head. So not a lot of Wolves teams at all to speak of in professional sports. And there's so much things you could do with it. Wolf Pack. You call the fans the Wolf Pack. You can call the stadium the Den. You could have on third downs or something like, especially night games, you can have on the screen a full moon. The Wolves come out on full moons. A lot of cool stuff that you can do there. And I need to make a video. I want to make a video of really detailing all these reasons why the Redskins should change their name to the Red Wolves. And I need to get on that. That'll be fun. Maybe a project for this offseason. But, all right, ladies and gents, I think I'm going to get off here. Thank you for anybody that was new to the channel that came in and hung out and gave us some comments to respond to. It's a lot of fun to spend time with you guys, for sure. We got 2 new subscribers tonight. Thank you so much. And also, if you're still here, we have a Discord that we are just brewing, just getting started. We only have about a half dozen people in here. And go ahead and join the Discord and hang out with us and talk with us on Football Sunday. And as I said, it's brand new. I haven't really gotten into all the fine details of like making it everything. But, get in there now and see what happens, dudes. But I will be back tomorrow night. Tomorrow night we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Los Angeles Rams. Should be a good game. You have a 6-3 Rams team, I know. And then what is... and 7-3 Bucks. Bucks are actually favored by 4.5, but the Rams could beat anybody. They're one of those teams that who knows who's going to show up on Sunday. And I guess you can honestly say that similarly about the Bucks too. But the Bucks are, I think, a better team than the Rams, but the Rams can do it. So should be another really good Monday night game. Tonight was a fantastic Thursday night game, a Sunday night game, and the Thursday night game, that's why I was going to say it was fantastic too. Seahawks and Cardinals, we're really starting to figure out the best times to play these games. I say that, and then, look at this. They have Thursday night coming up on Thanksgiving. You have the Ravens versus Steelers. That's an awesome game. Sunday night, who do we got? Bears, Packers, that's a classic. And then Monday night's a little bit of a down because you have the Eagles against the Seahawks. But you still have Russell Wilson. They're starting to figure out these games. Some of them were real bad. What did you have, like Miami versus Jacksonville? Oh, my God. Please, shoot me. I think, Jets versus Denver was a night game this year. Brutal. But, yeah, man, guys, join the Discord. And thanks for subscribing. And I will see you tomorrow night. Rams versus Buccaneers. And until next time, see ya!